Why is there something here rather than nothing at all? Have you ever really stopped to consider that question? Was it always just here? Is the universe eternal? Up until about 100 years ago, that's what most scientists believed. Though in 1916, Albert Einstein calculated his theory of general relativity, which showed that the universe is expanding, revealing that it had a beginning. In 1927, Edwin Hubble further confirmed this theory as he was able to view the expanding universe through his telescope, thus proving it indeed had a beginning. How does an expanding universe prove that it had a beginning? Well, picture the universe expanding. As it expands, galaxies grow further and further away from each other, but if you were to reverse that expansion, galaxies grow closer and closer to each other until it reaches a point of infinite density. Scientists call this the singularity. This point literally marks the beginning of the universe. The entire known universe exploded into being from nothing. Not only did matter and energy come into being at this point, but also space and time. Astronomer Fred Hoyle coined this event as the Big Bang. Hundreds of billions of galaxies, all matter, all space, all time, exploding into being from literally nothing. So let's ask that question again. Why is there something here rather than nothing at all? It's simple logic to conclude these three things. We know that all things that begin to exist must have a cause. We now know the universe began to exist, therefore the universe must have a cause. The great question is, what caused the Big Bang? Logic follows that whatever caused the Big Bang must be timeless, spaceless, and immaterial, because there was no time, no space, and no matter prior to the Big Bang. It is also true that whatever caused the Big Bang must be powerful and personal. But why personal? Because things don't just come into being on their own. Something has to choose to cause an object to come to be, which can only be done by personality. So perhaps the better question would be not what caused the Big Bang, but who caused the Big Bang. As this universe exploded into being, it did not just explode into a random physical state, but it exploded into existence with what appears to be perfectly fine-tuned laws of physics in order for this universe to support life. It has been said that these physical laws and constants are balanced on a razor's edge in order for life to be possible. For instance, if the rate of gravity were changed even minutely, planets and stars would not be able to form, therefore no life. If the electromagnetic force was adjusted to any degree, there would be no bonding between chemicals, not even light would have formed. If the nuclear force were altered, even slightly, there would be nothing to hold protons and neutrons together, therefore there would be no atoms and no chemistry and no life, and the list goes on and on. Physicist Paul Davies said the cliché that life is balanced on a knife's edge is a staggering understatement. No knife in the universe can have an edge that fine. What Paul Davies is saying is that the odds that all of these physical laws of the universe just randomly exploding into being by chance is essentially impossible. For instance, the odds of gravity being exactly the right force is 1 in 10 to the 60. That's a 1 with 60 zeros after it. That would be like stretching a ruler from one end of the universe to the other, a distance of some 14 billion light years, and adjusting the setting to hit exactly the right inch on that ruler. If it were adjusted just 1 inch to the right or to the left, life in this universe would not be possible. Or take the rate of the expansion of the universe. If the universe's expansion rate were altered in 1 part in 10 to the 120, this universe could not support life. If it expanded too fast, planets and stars would not be able to form. If it expanded not fast enough, all matter would collapse back on itself. There are about 30 of these physical laws that we know of, but if you take the odds of just 2 of those physical constants, the force of gravity and the expansion rate of the universe, being set to their precise measurement, the odds that they would come about by chance would be 1 in 10 to the 180. That's a 1 with 180 zeros after it. There are only 1 in 10 to the 80 atoms in the entire known universe. You would have a much better chance of putting on a blindfold, venturing out into the entire cosmos and finding 1 marked atom than having just 2 of those physical parameters being set to their precise degree by chance. Theoretical and mathematical physicist Freeman Dyson once said that as we look out into the universe and identify the many accidents of physics and astronomy that have worked out to our benefit, it almost seems as though the universe knew we were coming. British astronomer Fred Hoyle, who coined the term Big Bang, once said, "A common sense interpretation of the facts suggests that a super intellect has monkeyed with the laws of physics." Neither of these men believed in God, but they both acknowledged that there seems to be a supernatural intelligence behind the beginning of the universe. So let's ask that grand question once more. Why is there something here rather than nothing at all? The universe exploded into being from nothing. Stephen Hawking, who was known as the greatest scientist of our era, stated that nothing created the universe. The singularity arose from nothing. But honestly, which argument is more logical? Nothing created the universe, or something or someone created the universe? Even a child understands that something cannot come from nothing. The laws of physics in this universe seem to be perfectly fine-tuned in order to support life. Was there a supernatural intelligence behind these fine-tuned physical laws, or was it simply just luck of the draw? Which argument is more logical? We can conclude that whatever caused the Big Bang had to be timeless, spaceless, immaterial, powerful, and personal. Those attributes sure sound a lot like those of God. The first verse in the Bible says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." In the original Hebrew, that word heavens is alluding to the stars and all that is outside the earth. Perhaps those words written several thousand years ago give us the truth and the answer to that great question, why is there something here rather than nothing at all? Could it truly be that in the beginning, God created?